Hi, my name is Abby. Welcome to Self is Source, where we learn that the highest self is the source of all knowledge. Today's video is a transit video for Sagittarius season 2021. So that's going to be from around November 21st until December 21st. And we're going to talk about all of the planets that are moving, where they are during this time, and how that energy is going to feel in general. The purpose of this video is so that you understand what energies the constellations and planets are sending over us over the next month. If it is aligned with you, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up on this video so that way I know that you want to see more astrology. I really just said astrology. That way I know you want to see more astrology videos. Let's get started. Let's begin. So we're going to start with November 21st. I know that was in the past, but that's the day that the sun enters Sagittarius. Immediately, and maybe this is me speaking as a Sagittarius, I felt relieved. I felt like Scorpio season was so necessary. It was a really deep transformation, especially when we had 3 planets in Scorpio at the same time, and with the dis-ease, disharmony that brought with the planets that were in Aquarius or other placements not super fitting to that. It was a very conflicting time that made us hopefully spring into a lot of action, transform a lot, do the necessary shadow work, and be intense about getting what we want, getting the goals that we need. Sagittarius season is a shift. We're going from Scorpio, who's really intense, really mysterious, really trying to dig deep into things and go deep into the drama, where Sagittarius could not give a shit about the drama at all. Sagittarius is optimistic and adventurous, and it doesn't want drama holding it down or holding it back. So we are going to be feeling energy that is so much more creatively adventurous. So we're going to be taking a lot of shots. Like, I think about the archer aiming its arrow and not really caring where the outcome is, because the archer knows is the master and is gonna get the bullseye. It just has to take the shot. So we're going to be feeling a lot more honest, a lot more restless, and maybe more philosophical. There's gonna be a time of kind of seeking answers to ourselves. We're gonna feel more inclined to change, move on, be adventurous. Whatever transformation Scorpio season was highlighting for us, we've transformed now. Sagittarius is lifting off, taking off into the next direction. On November 24th, Mercury is going to be entering Sagittarius as well. So already we're getting an extra emphasis with both the Sun and Mercury in Sagittarius. So when Mercury is in Sagittarius, this means our communication, our thinking, the way that we want to express our thoughts is going to be much more honest. And so often when Mercury is in Sagittarius, all of that like elusive, mysterious energies that we had while Mercury was in Scorpio are gone. We're going to feel a lot more honest, we're going to be a lot more blunt, and we're going to be a lot more to the point. So this energy is going to be something that we want to be careful with, because Sagittarius is often told that they speak the truth, and the truth isn't always what people want to hear. Sometimes it's a little bit abrasive, sometimes it rubs people the wrong way. So this is a great time to just practice listening before talking, because that Sagittarius energy is going to want you to be like, ooh, I know what to say next. I want to say my truth. I want to speak my truth. And that is important, especially after that time of not really wanting to talk your truth, not really wanting anyone to see what moves you're making. This is going to be a shift. So in thinking, we're going to become more adventurous and open-minded. We're going to be kind of playing with new ideas, thinking about new ways to see things or new mindsets that we want to take on. And this also will be a time where we probably are going to want to travel. So if we haven't traveled for Thanksgiving holiday, then we're probably going to be thinking about the winter holidays and how we want to move during that. Sagittarius, like we said, very restless, very adventurous, wants to go out and try new things, go new places, get out of that normal routine. And with Mercury being this planet of travel, that is going to feel emphasized. So again, optimistic, honest communication, maybe not so good at listening to where other people are coming from. So just be mindful of how this energy will affect you. Like, for example, my Mercury is in Sagittarius, so I'm gonna have to be really careful about being blunt and terse. That's something that people often perceive me as, and if I want to make sure the communication in my relationships is smooth, then I'm going to be aware of that. I can already feel, even though it's not there yet, I can feel this communication being easier. It's a lot easier for me to speak my mind, where before I felt like I had to think about how I wanted to phrase things. So think about, how does your Mercury sign relate to Sagittarius, and specifically, what house is that in, right? On November 28th, the Sun and Mercury, both in Sagittarius, are conjunct. That means that they're at the exact same degree. They're kind of like in a straight line in terms of the night sky. And so this is just going to be an extra emphasis of Sagittarius energy. So the Sun, again, being our willpower, being our creativity, being our spirit, our identity, our purpose, as well as the way that we think and communicate, is going to be impacted by this Sagittarius energy. So we're going to probably want to be more creative. Maybe we're going to consider starting new creative projects, but just be mindful. You're going to feel this breakthrough that you felt from Scorpio season with the Sun and Mercury in Scorpio. We're breaking through from that mysteriousness to that complete openness. Open-mindedness to other people, but also wanting people to be open-minded to what we want, expecting people to view us the same way we let them live their lives. On November 29th, Mars, which is in Scorpio, is going to trine Neptune, which is in Pisces. So this is a really easy positioning in terms of the planets. Since Mars is in Scorpio, that means that our independence, the way that we are taking initiative, is really ambitious, really powerful, and really focused on ourselves. And then Neptune being in Pisces really has us dreaming and imagining the type of life that we want. We're also considering, how does our spirituality embrace everything that we're doing, including our work, our relationships, all of that. And since Mars is in Scorpio, it's really going to have that push, that drive to kind of make our dreams come true. That also, with the Sagittarius energy shooting off, this is going to be a season that's very powerful. We spent a long time going inward, reflecting, paying attention to ourselves, and now we are going out. We are exploring, we are making new opportunities for ourselves. November 30th is a big day in terms of transits. So you have both Mercury and the Sun in Sagittarius, and this is going to be in sextile to Saturn in Aquarius. So just a heads up, a sextile is a combination that's easy, but effort is required to really get the best results. So again, the Sun and Mercury being in Sagittarius, this is wanting us to be creative and start acting and moving and identifying in a way that's really open-minded and really optimistic. So that goes well with Saturn in Aquarius, because Saturn being in Aquarius is wanting us to be more responsible and more disciplined to the community. Sagittarius is okay with that. Sagittarius is all about making changes and making moves as long as it's cool to everybody. That's one of the traits that I really love about Sagittarius, is it's so open-minded. It really accepts people as they are, which is kind of required to be as humanitarian focused and independent at the same time as Aquarius. So Aquarius is independent and rebellious streak kind of fits easy with Sagittarius's I'm gonna do what I want and go get what I need energy. But to get the best results, you want to take effort. What is something that's going to change or shift in you? So how do you make sure that you don't just do that Sagittarius wildfire burning through everything, and you bring in that discipline and responsibility towards the community? The other aspect happening on November 30th is Venus in Capricorn, sextile Neptune in Pisces. Again, a sextile is easy, but effort gets the best results. So with Venus in Capricorn, this is our affection, what we're attracted to, the values and harmony in our life is in that Capricorn energy. So that's responsible, efficient, disciplined. And with Neptune in Pisces, we are dreamers. We're dreaming about everything that we want, everything that's gonna make us happy. We're thinking more spiritually. We are thinking about being sentimental and caring, and maybe wanting a little bit of change. So this energy is gonna be easy, but the way to get the best out of it is to think about what shifts are going to help you move towards the dreams that you have in association with your love life and the harmony of day-to-day existence. So think about how those energies are going to play out for you, and what effort are you going to make to get the best results out of that combination. Next, we have December 1st. So on December 1st, Neptune goes direct in Pisces. So remember, when planets go direct, that means that they are leaving retrograde. And when planets go direct, it's just easier. It's perceived as what is normal to us. So in terms of our imagination, our dreams, our psychic sensitivity, and our spirituality, that's just going to be easier. It's going to have more flow of Pisces. It's going to be more sentimental and sympathetic to other people. Avoid this desire to be an escapist and let your dreams pull you out of reality. Focus again on that Sagittarius energy, wanting to move, wanting to create change, wanting to move on to the bigger and better things. Okay, so the next day is a big day. December 4th is the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius. So typically we think new moon, new beginnings, and then we think Sagittarius, new things, adventure, optimism. But with this solar eclipse, we probably want to be more mindful about just starting over and starting something new. That's probably not going to be the best thing for most people. So some people, yeah, starting something new, think about it, use your proper authority to make the right decision. But I'm feeling this new moon is going to be more focused on mindsets and perspectives as opposed to a new situation. I mean, a new situation could be coming for some. I'm now getting a message that some of the people viewing this are going to have a complete shift somewhere in their lives, but the new moon is not the day to do it. The new moon is a day to think about it. I'm seeing more openness to what comes. So taking on that kind of adventurous optimism of Sagittarius, but using it to internally reflecting on every change that you've made so far and dealing with past themes. So what has come up since the last eclipse? You really want to think about that. Another thing is thinking about what house is your moon in. So for example, if the moon is in your first house, that's all about ego, how people perceive you. So if that's where the moon is during the solar eclipse, that's probably what you're going to be spending a lot of time reflecting on. So just check out the house, check out the natural sign. But it's really good day to have conversations, see new points of view, let other people give you some insight onto these situations that you've been mulling over. I'm feeling this new moon is more about expanding things that have already been started. So trying to find new avenues moving forward for things that you've already started growing your roots in versus tearing everything up and starting completely over. So be mindful on this new moon. Give yourself time to meditate and talk to your highest self and really embrace yourself with honesty. What is that next step for you? What is the next level for you? So on December 6th, Mars is in Scorpio, and that is going to be sextile to Pluto in Capricorn. So this is an easy combination again. So again, we're feeling really ambitious and we're being really assertive about our ambitions and our goals. And so Pluto being in Capricorn is really asking us to transform, make sure that we are taking the right actions towards the transformations that we want to make. Again, these transformations are going to feel kind of economical. They're going to be insensitive. So I think these transformations are asking us to think about practicality versus compassion. Being aware of this is going to drive people to make some changes and to jump into action. So again, sextile, best results take effort. Not just feeling this ease of energy and letting the day pass. It's a good day to really feel that ease of energy, make an adjustment to your life as well. On December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius is squaring Neptune in Pisces. So this is a conflict. A square is typically an inner struggle that leads to action. So with our imagination, which is Neptune, I always think of imagination, dreams, psychic, spirituality. This is feeling really sympathetic, really sentimental, really caring. That's kind of conflicting to Mercury in Sagittarius. Mercury in Sagittarius really wants to be heard and get its points across. It doesn't want to lie. It doesn't want to cover things up. It doesn't want to communicate in a way where it has to walk around eggshells or not hurt anybody's feelings. And Neptune's in Pisces is sensitive. It's heightened sensitivity. So this is going to be a conflict of interest, and it's going to present some difficulties for some people. So taking this time to really reflect on the ways that you are communicating, and also trying to figure out this balance between compassion for others and focus on the self, right? Everything is a balance. You can't be only focused on yourself and only focused on your goals, always burning things down and starting over. That's not productive, and it's not a great way to live life. You can't also always be compassionate and always sentimental and always sensitive to what other people are thinking, because then you end up sacrificing and disrespecting yourself. So this is a day to really consider out the balance between those things and make sure that you are acting in a way that feels the easiest to you, the least resistance to your natural state of being. On December 8th, Mars in Scorpio is squaring Jupiter in Aquarius. So again, that Scorpio Aquarius energy is kind of, Scorpio is really passionate. It's really secretive, where Aquarius is really humanitarian but also independent. And those are really, you see, opposites, right? So Scorpio kind of wants to know more about people so that they can develop relationships and help people transform and become better versions of themselves, where Aquarius really wants people to be themselves, and Aquarius believes that everyone being themselves and being their own sovereign is what's going to help us expand. So these are conflicting with each other because Jupiter is asking us to expand, think more about the community, be a little bit rebellious from how we used to be, where Mars is still trying to get us to act in secret. Mars in Scorpio wants us to be really intense about our assertiveness and really making sure our self is respected and heard, where Jupiter in Aquarius is not really thinking that that's that important. So again, going inward and seeing what action needs to be taken so that you can appease both of those energies. Again, that same square that we had the day before, the self versus the community. What is the perfect balance for you that helps you live in peace and the least resistance to yourself and your soul, as well as building strong relationships with your community? So then on December 11th, we have Venus in Capricorn, which is conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. So this is going to be another transformative day for our love lives, I'm predicting. So Pluto really wants to rip things up. Pluto is a transformation rebirth planet, and it also has a lot to do with finances. And since Pluto is in Capricorn and Venus is in Capricorn, we're really thinking about our relationships and if they're financially beneficial to us. And if they're not financially beneficial to us, then we are going to rip them up and we're just going to start over, or we're going to jump deeper into the relationships that are beneficial for us. And so this is going to be an emphasis of that Capricorn energy. We're really trying to find more stability, and we're trying to make sure that our love lives are aligned with our businesses, are aligned with our work, are aligned with us, are aligned with supporting our survival, etc. So it's just going to be an interesting time, and with Pluto being there, it's really going to cause some transformations for some people, whether that is ending something or starting over, or going to the next level with something that's already been started. Also on December 11th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius, and that is sextile to Jupiter in Aquarius. So this is really good because Jupiter wants us to expand, grow, travel, philosophy. Jupiter wants you to think about things and start being exposed to different mindsets and how different people think. It's very original, it's very independent, and it also respects how other people are also their own beings, their own independent beings. And then so with Mercury and Sagittarius wanting to communicate freely, this is again another situation where you want to put in effort to get the best results out of it. So think about, how do you want to communicate your growth? How do you want to communicate these new ideas to people? How do you want to listen to what other people have to say? So take advantage of that, because this open communication is going to be pretty clear with all of us. And if we take advantage of that and put in effort, then we can help the community grow and the community expand and the community have better mindsets for all. So then on December 12th, we have the Sun in Sagittarius now squaring Neptune in Pisces. So remember, these planets are kind of conflicting because Pisces is really sentimental. Pisces cares a lot about other people and how other people feel and how other people think, where Sagittarius does not. Sagittarius feels that caring too much about how other people feel and how other people think holds you back. So this is going to be a conflict of interest, and so there's going to have to be that balance again. How much is too sympathetic? How much is too much passion? How much is too much caring about other people's situations? Is that compassion and that love and care holding you back from achieving the goals that you know you can achieve quickly during Sagittarius season? So this is going to be an interesting balance that only you know the answer to. So again, pay attention to what signs you have in Sun and Neptune and what house the Sun and Neptune are in your chart, so that you can see how this is going to play out in your life. So then December 13th, we have Mars entering Sagittarius. So Mars entering Sagittarius is going to make us way more independent. We are going to want to take action that is best for ourselves. We are going to want to jump off into adventures that please our desires and fulfill everything that we're trying to discover and see. We're going to be like assertive in a fiery way, but in a way that's mutable. We're open to change. We're open to our actions being adjusted, open to whatever opportunities are brought to us. We want to act on the opportunities that are going to be brought to us in this time, and it's going to be easier. for some, but challenging to others, because if you have a Mars placement that's in a more sensitive sign, this will be hard in terms of relationships, because Mars in Sagittarius is going to create a lot more independence in general in people, and it's going to be really ambitious and restless. So it's going to want to jump to anything new and exciting, and it's going to want to know and do the actions that allow them to get there. But then also on December 13th, be relieved, we don't have a triple Sagittarius for those of you who struggle with the Sagittarius sign. Mercury leaves Sagittarius and goes into Capricorn on this day. So even though our actions are going to be really focused on achieving our goals, we're going to be able to communicate in a way that's much more responsible and ambitious, but this is still going to be kind of an insensitive time. So Sagittarius Mercury had us more open-minded to how other people feel, where Sagittarius in Mars is having us make actions towards our own goals, and Mercury and Capricorn is just going to have us communicating that pretty bluntly without much sensitivity towards how other people feel. So this month you really want to just listen to other people. Don't be so eager to talk, don't be so eager to speak your mind. There will be a time for that, and if your thought is really that important, it will come back again at the right time, I promise. So just be mindful. Our communication is going to be very efficient, but we're going to probably be communicating what we want to achieve our goals, because that Mars in Sagittarius energy is going to be very focused on shooting the arrows in the direction of the desired outcome that we want. So that brings then the full moon, which is going to be happening on December 18th, and this is in Gemini. So this energy then is going to be very communicative and adaptable, as well as inquisitive and versatile. So we're going to let go of the things that are holding us back, as always, during a full moon. But with Gemini, is really easy. It's a mutable sign, so it's really easy to drop everything that no longer serves us and doesn't fit us. But it's also going to make us mutable, so we're going to see how we can kind of like flip-flop in between situations to get the best out of it for us. A good day to be mindful, a good day to go within, but it's also a really great day to be around community. So this would be a wonderful full moon to do in community with your people. Do a ritual together with the people around you and the people that are close to you. So then on December 19th, Venus is going retrograde in Capricorn. So again, retrograde symbolize a little bit of disruptive energy because it is less common than a planet being direct. So it's going to be a challenge in terms of affection and attraction and harmony. So we are going to really be forced to pay attention to how our relationships and how our values are, how do I want to say this, not allowing us to achieve our goals. So since Venus is in Capricorn, we are really paying attention to what we're attracted to and how this is allowing us to be more stable in our finances and in our commitments. And when we had that Venus-Neptune sextile earlier, whatever we saw, whatever effort we wanted to make during that, the retrograde is going to point it out to us. It's going to bring back exes. It's going to bring back the people we wanted to cut off. It's going to bring back the patterns in our love lives, in our commitments, in our partnerships. I also think Venus has a lot to do with work partnerships too, even though people don't want to talk about that very much. But our values, if we're not living by the changes that we wanted to see in that theme, it's going to be really hard and it's going to kick our butts. If we are living by it and we're being responsible and we're being efficient and we are disciplining ourselves, it's going to make the retrograde easier. So just be mindful. The easiest way to deal with the retrograde is to take some breaths. You can't control it. Take more time, be friendly with yourself, and be true to yourself. Don't commit to things that you don't want to do, because that's going to cause more difficulties and it's going to make the retrograde complicated. Another thing that happens on December 19th is the sun in Sagittarius is sextiling Jupiter in Aquarius. So we want to expand, we want to be creative, we want to go try new things, start new projects, and Jupiter in Aquarius is letting us do that as long as we are honoring our own independence and doing what's best for the collective. And so Sagittarius, not always considering what's best for the collective. So again, to get the best results out of this sextile, merge those together. Think about it. What effort has to be made to get the best results so that we are launching our own selves forward and achieving the goals that we want to make, but that we also are not being selfish and that we are considering the whole, the collective, at the same time as we are expanding and learning new things. It's pretty lucky energy, I would say. Last thing we have is December 20th. Well, I mean, second to last thing. This Mercury in Capricorn is going to trine Uranus in Taurus. So again, a trine is automatic benefits. You don't really have to think about it. You just have to soak in how easy it's going to make things. Mercury is all about that stability. It's all about communicating ourselves in a responsible way and making sure that we are going out and achieving our goals and then taking care of ourselves, since it's in Capricorn. And since Uranus is the unexpected, revolution, reform, and that's in Taurus, which is stable, steadfast, patient, waiting things out, not really wanting to change very much because it's stubborn. This is going to be beneficial because we're going to be able to communicate the things that we know must be shifted, as well as communicate the things, since they're both earth signs, that we know we want to stay the same, that are helping us be more stable. And since Uranus is being really steadfast and not causing a lot of changes right now, this is a great time to communicate that. So just let it out. Take advantage of those energies. And then finally, the last thing is December 21st, which is the start of Capricorn season, as well as winter solstice. So it's going to be the shortest day of the year in terms of the amount of sunlight that we see. And it's going to mark a shift of wanting to be more ambitious, more focused on ourselves, and making sure that we are achieving our goals and that we are working efficiently and moving efficiently, which will be the end of Sagittarius season. But overall, in summary, Sagittarius season is going to be a lot more lighthearted and uplifting than Scorpio season was. Scorpio season had a lot of placements, not just the sun, that was asking us to be really internal, to pay attention to ourselves, and to make those required changes that are necessary to transform into the authentic version of ourselves. Scorpio season had us exposing a lot of truths within ourselves and in the people around us. And now we're going to Sagittarius season, who could not care less. Sagittarius season wants us to be free and happy and okay with not knowing what the outcome is. So take advantage of that energy. Be lighthearted. Have fun. Feel joy. Feel free. Liberate yourself. Try new things. And most importantly, take risks to push your goals and to push yourself even farther. That's all we have for the transits of Sagittarius season 2021. Thank you so much for sticking through this whole entire video. If you did, I would love if you would leave a comment letting me know anything that you found interesting or anything that you learned about your own chart during this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, as well as subscribing to my channel so that you can stay up to date with any of the transits moving forward. From my heart to yours, sending you love. And I feel the love coming back to me already. Enjoy Sagittarius season, lovelies.